How many of you know who Mulenga is? Okay, looks like maybe a third. All right, let me tell you the Mulenga story. So Mulenga was a sophomore in Bible college. They go on break. While he goes on break, there's a man from Tanzania who comes to Mulenga and says, hey, in my home country of Tanzania, I know lots of pastors and lots of churches. I can set it up so that you can speak in them. If you're a sophomore in Bible college and if someone tells you, I can set you up to speak in a lot of churches, you jump in their car. So that's exactly what Mulenga did. He jumped in the car with this man and they head off towards Tanzania. As they get to the border patrol begins to inspect the car. Turns out the man he's with is actually a smuggler. He thought if he invited a pastor, then maybe the border patrol wouldn't look so closely at his car. And now both the smuggler and Mulenga are thrown in prison. It's a prison that was built for 1,100. There's over 3,300 men in the prison. Long gone are the beds and everybody sleeps on the ground, shoulder to shoulder to shoulder to shoulder, because the prison's that overcrowded. The man, the smuggler, decided he doesn't want to live this way, so he bribed some of the guards to give him drugs so that he could commit suicide. Unfortunately or fortunately, the drugs don't work, but they put him in a comatose state. So now there he is, laying on the ground, writhing there and moaning, but he can't do anything for himself. He can't go to the bathroom for himself. He can't get in line to go get food for himself. And Mulenga decides to care for the man who got him unjustly placed in prison. Now think about what that means. He can't go to the bathroom by himself, and Mulenga is bathing him. He can't go stand in the food line, so Mulenga takes his bowl, stands in the line of 3,300 men, gets the food, comes back, feeds the man, then picks up his own plate and goes back, and by now the food is all gone. He ate nearly nothing for those 2 weeks. The prison guards come to Mulenga and they say, Mulenga, we're pretty confident that you're innocent, but now the conversation in the break room is maybe not. Because they see you taking care of this man and they're deciding maybe he really is your friend, and so now you're looking guilty. Mulenga, you got to stop taking care of him. To which Mulenga answered, I can't, because my Jesus would have cared for the man who got him unjustly placed in prison, and I can do no less. When the man finally recovered, he still didn't want to have anything to do with Jesus, didn't care about God, didn't repent because of Mulenga's kindness. But you know what did happen? A whole bunch of prisoners saw how Mulenga treated that man. And Mulenga decided to start church services in prison. Now here's the deal. If you're in Tanzanian prison, there's not much to watch on TV because there is no TV. And so as Mulenga began to do church services, the inmates said, well, there's nothing else to do. Let's go to church every day. And by the time Mulenga had spent 2 years in prison for something that had nothing, he didn't do it. It wasn't his problem. He didn't cause it. It was God placing him in a place to show light to men around him. And by the time the 2 years were finished, over 2,000 criminals made a first-time decision for Jesus Christ. Think about the honor of that. The honor that if God would come to you and me and say, I've got a problem I want you to live, and I have so much confidence that you'll live this like Jesus, and that the people around you will see Jesus all over you in the midst of this problem. I'm going to give you that assignment. Think of the honor that God would call you or me to that.